Hello everybody, how we are doing today? Happy Sunday. By the way, it's your favorite girl Rancy, and if you're seeing this channel for the first time, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button and welcome to this channel. So guys, today's story is a very hot topic. I'll be sharing with you guys and I would love to hear your opinion, what you think about it. Okay, so there's this young lady who is living with her aunt, though she was married but divorced, right? And now she has a new husband, and she and the new husband are finding it difficult to conceive, and she pleaded with this younger niece of hers to help her carry a child. And guys, the funniest part is this is not a case of a surrogacy. A surrogacy is when someone actually, like, there will be a third party when two people comes together to make a donor, like when two donors decide to make babies, and there will be a third party, and that third party is called the carrier, the person that will carry the child. But this is not the case. I don't know if you guys are communicating. This is not actually the case, because the issue here is the husband to this auntie is the donor, right? And this little girl is also a donor. Like, they took from the husband, they took the husband's sperm, this auntie's husband, right? And they inserted it inside this little girl. And this little girl, she's using her own egg. Like, she's not a carrier, because a carrier is a third party, someone that will carry your donor and your husband's donor, and that person will carry your child. That is a carrier. In this case, she is a biological mother to the baby. I don't know if you guys are communicating. So the husband to the auntie is a donor, and the girl, the little girl herself, she's not a carrier, she's the real owner of that baby. I believe I'm making sense. So this is actually the case. It's not a case of surrogacy. So let's continue, right? And she became pregnant. So let's be realistic here. The original parents of the child should be this little girl and the husband to this auntie, because the auntie was never a donor, right? Okay, so the initial agreement was the auntie promised this little girl that she was going to take her abroad once she's conceived, right? That she's going to further her education abroad after the baby is out. That was the initial agreement. But along the line, she got pregnant, and the auntie gave her 400,000 naira as a keep-up money, right, for her to pay for the hospital bills, take care of herself, buy some maternity gowns and what have you. So the auntie traveled back to the US and left her behind. So she has been the one taking care of herself. Out of the 400,000 naira the auntie gave to her, she took out of it. She bought herself maternity gown. She registered antenatal, because according to her story, she said the auntie never registered her for antenatal, that she did that herself inside the 400,000 naira the auntie gave to her. Okay, so she bought maternity gown, she paid hospital bills, she buy some stuffs for herself and what have you, with the 400,000 naira. So according to the little girl, when the auntie returned from abroad, she was living with the auntie at the time, right? And according to her, she said they were maltreating her. Like, there was no love, no care, nothing. They just abandoned her, like rejected her, like they never had an agreement. And you know now, if you don't have a written agreement, no case, no evidence, no case, right? So that's the case of this little girl. So they only said it with their mouth that, okay, I'll take you abroad when you give birth to these babies, I'll take you abroad, blah, blah, blah. There was no written agreement, you understand? So this little girl was going through all of this. She was not happy, according to her. She was not happy with the way the auntie was treating her, and even the husband. Okay, to cut the whole story short, this little girl gave birth to twins, a set of twins. And she decided not to give the kids to this auntie and her husband. You know why? Reasons that they maltreated her, that they never treated her well, even though she was carrying their baby. She was helping them. Okay, it's not really easy. Which small girl want to, go through all those pain, stress? You didn't even pay her, but according to her, there was no payment. The only payment was supposed to be taking her abroad to further education, which the auntie never did, right? Even after she has given birth, there was no abroad, nothing. So she decided not to give the kids to the auntie. So she decided to take the babies herself, and she was running enter-skater. Like, her life was under a threat. The auntie do threaten her, said he's going to deal with her, that is going to bring a American lawyer that will take the baby from her, stuff like that, blah, blah. She was just threatening this little girl because she based abroad. So she thinks the law over there will come and affect the one in Nigeria. So I don't know how some people think. In reality, those babies belongs to the little girl because it was her egg, right? She carried the baby. Not only carrying the baby, this baby we're talking about was produced with her egg and that of the auntie's husband. So to be realistic, the little girl and the husband to the auntie own the rights to these kids. So the auntie herself, she don't even have a say as far as I'm concerned, but she just wants to oppress this little girl. So this little girl has been running up and down like she's scared. The auntie has been threatening her, paying people to monitor her movements and what have you. So as it is right now, the little girl says she's not giving back the baby. So when they asked the little girl, why did you change your mind? Because the initial agreement was you carry the baby for them and you give birth to the baby, then you give it to the auntie and the husband. Her response was the way they treated her, that she was not okay with it, that she's scared if they can treat her kids fine. You know, that she don't want to risk the lives of her kids to such woman, that she was never good to her. And of course, if you are not good to me, is it my babies that you will be good to? I understand where the little girl is coming from, okay? So, and secondly, the auntie did not fulfill her promise, because the initial agreement was, when you get pregnant, you give birth to my kid, I'll take you to abroad to further your education. But there was nothing like that. No financial support, apart from the 400,000 naira I gave to this little girl. Then as time goes on, she later said the auntie sent her another 200,000 naira, which is 600,000 naira in total, right? On a normal day, that 600,000 naira I think is enough for someone to go through, is enough to take care of a pregnant woman, and even through delivering, if it's not through operation, right? If it's not through CS, 600,000 is enough. But the thing is, I understand where the little girl is coming from, because it's like she's doing a huge favor to this auntie, right? So for her, the 600,000 naira is a chicken change compared to the huge favor she's doing. And apart from that, the reason why she's refusing to give the babies is because the auntie maltreated her when she was pregnant. That there was no love, no care, they rejected her and what have you. And she said she cannot trust her kids in such home. And even at that the auntie has kids before with her ex-husband. I said it in the beginning of this video. So even the kids she has with the ex-husband, she couldn't take care of them, according to this little girl, according to her story. The auntie couldn't take good care of the kids she had with the ex-husband. So how is she sure that the auntie will not leave her own children and take care of her own children? Because plus or minus, these twins that this little girl gave birth to is not really related to this auntie, even by blood or by what have you. It's not related to this auntie. So her fear is, how is she sure that a woman that cannot take care of her own blood, children that she delivered by herself, is it the one that she's not even connected to by blood, or the one that she didn't push out herself? Is it that one that she will not take care of? Are you guys getting the gist? So that is actually the fear of this little girl. So now the little girl is calling for help because her life is being threatened by this auntie. And as we speak, I think she will be taking this case to court. And trust me, if this case goes to court, I think the little girl is going to win. I don't know, my opinion. You can also drop your opinion in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think the little girl is right or wrong? Or do you think the auntie is also right or wrong? So for me, my opinion is, I think agreement is agreement. But since the auntie did not fulfill her own part of the agreement, the little girl has right to breach the agreement, right? Yeah, because to start with, there was no written agreement, that aside. Yeah. So if the auntie did not fulfill her own promise by taking this little girl abroad like she promised, so the little girl shouldn't be blamed for not giving her the twins. Because let's assume, okay, for instance, let me put myself in the little girl's position right now. It's very possible that it was the abroad that made her agree to do this thing. I don't know if you guys are communicating. It's very possible that it was that promise of going abroad that made her say, okay, I will sacrifice this thing for you. So at the end of the day, the real reason she made up her mind to do this thing, you didn't give it to her. You didn't fulfill it. And you expect her to give you those babies. Anyways, like I said, this is my opinion. I think the little girl is right. And even if she goes to court, trust me, she's going to win her in all ramifications. That is just the fact. There is no argument. There is no two ways about it, because come to think of it, like I said, she's not related to these children. And the babies, okay, I said it earlier, they are a set of twins, right? You see, such a blessings. Those twins, they were never related to the woman, either by blood, by crook, or by hook, right? So she don't even have a say in the upkeep of those children. she don't have a say. So in the real sense, the only persons that has rights to these twins is the little girl and the husband to this auntie. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So what do you think, guys? So this is the hot gist that's been going on. So guys, what do you think about what I just said? What's your opinion? Is the little girl correct? Is she right? Or the auntie is wrong? So let's drop our thoughts in the comment section. I know many of you may not have heard this news, but I'm bringing it to your doorstep right away. So please don't forget, drop your comments in the comment section. Let's talk about it. What do you think about this whole thing? So anyways, guys, I don't want this video to be too long. Please, what do you think about this story? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. And please, if you're seeing this channel for the first time, if you're seeing this face for the first time, please kindly hit on the red subscribe button. We say subscribe. Thank you very much, and God bless you as you do so. And to my old subscribers, you guys are super duper welcome. Okay guys, I'm your girl Rancy Eagle. Thank you very much, guys. Till I see you again in my next video. Bye guys, and have a lovely day.